Everyone, welcome to Afsara 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the area of AFM. We are all done with our syllabus and soon we'll be starting with a new series as well. So I hope this entire series was helpful for you. This specific series not only includes the specific topic of one specific chapter or two, but it includes all entire 4 modules. Along with that, each and every chapter has been given to you separately. That means if you are looking forward towards your revision, then these questions that I would have given you over this entire series would be a good number of questions. In each class I've given you around more than 10 to 12 questions. So overall, if you look at the number of questions, we have crossed the mark of more than 150 questions in this particular series itself. So that's one part. So till then, before I move forward, please go ahead and like this particular session and share it among the peers as well. Okay, everyone. The first point, we're talking about the practice questions. Basically, I was planning to have a few practice questions for the entire portion of the week that is left. Soon we'll be coming up with something new for you. But before that, we would be starting with something new from 15th onwards. 15th onwards, 16th onwards, it's a suspense for the moment. I'll be talking about it soon. But at this point of time, let's start with the practice session. What are we covering today? Well, we are covering the specific topic of interest earned by the bank. Here, this is a question of banking. This is how the banking financial statements are prepared. When you prepare the banking financial statements, they have their format different from other organizations. Why do they have it different, everyone? They have it different because of one specific reason. They are covered under Banking Regulation Act. And they are a banking company. When you are a banking company, then in this case, what will happen is all this entire information goes there itself. Okay, so when you are a banking company, at that point of time, the entire information of your bank is shown in a specific format, and that particular format is fixed in terms of both the areas. That means when we talk about the specific area of balance sheet, it is fixed, and even in the case of the not only the balance sheet but also in terms of the P&L. So we are currently talking about that point as only. So let's talk about this particular answer. Is it the schedule number 13 or 14 or 15 or 16? The correct answer is the first one. Interest earned is the vital source of money for the organizations. Not only it is vital, it is actually the first level of source that is required by them, isn't it? So the correct answer in this question is going to be Schedule 13. Next question. Which of the following is not amongst the core banking? Pata hai what is the power of core banking? I am sitting at my place, and if I have any problem, then I can actually go ahead and review my bank account details, my accounts, and at any point of time, even if the timing for the working hours is already over, I can still review that. This is the power of this entire area, isn't it? So this particular part is not only required, acha, but at the same time, earlier na, the people who were required in the banks, they had to go through a lot, because they had to go through a lot because when the manual working was there, maintaining the books of accounts was not at all easy. Think about, you have so many people whose books of accounts you have to maintain, and it is so much of challenging work that you are supposed to do, isn't it? So technically, when we talk about the business entity concept, in terms of the CBS or core banking solutions, it becomes easier. So it supports the multi-currency operations, or it provides 24 into 7 operations, or it provides improved customer satisfaction, or increases the bank's profits as customers are charged extra for core banking. You can't charge extra for core banking. It is making your work easier. So in this case, the correct answer is it increases the profit as per customers by charges is just not correct. It helps them get the things without any problem. They are ultimately the people who Acha, core banking solution is actually the software. For example, in terms of the finance, we have banks, we have Finacle. This is the ones which are one of the most popular ones. There are other banking solution as well. These softwares have helped the banks in their automation. Okay, here comes the next point. With the computerized accounting, many things have become easier, but that doesn't mean there is no need of the bankers in the offices, because without the bankers, it is not possible to have that level of clarity in terms of the work at all. Why? Because the bankers knows how to operate the particular CBS, and they are the ones who are preparing the specific area of they're also looking at the specific area of are reconciliations for bank statements, long form audit report. For the audit report, you really have to give them all the information. The bank, the CAs and everybody else cannot access it. Ultimately, only the banks can provide this information. है ना? Which one of the following statements is not correct regarding computerized accounting? First is, business transactions are captured in the form of accounting entries. It offers benefit of speed and accuracy. Higher cost as compared to human labor is an disadvantage of it. Nahi, there is no specific increased cost with this. है ना? Obviously, you need time for the training, but that doesn't mean that the cost is going soaring high. It is high, but not soaring high. So the answer is C only. I'll just stop there only. Okay, another question of CBS, everyone. CBS in the large bank, which one of the following statements is true? For the core banking system of large bank, each branch has its own server connected directly to the servers of other branches, or this is only one powerful server at a centralized data center, or each branch has a server connected to the server of centralized data. See, when you are a bigger branch now, then you cannot have one big centralized structure. One big centralized structure can be very, very difficult to maintain. So then you have to be opened up, or you have to look forward towards a specific area of the growth. You have to have your each branch having their own server which is connected with the main server. Now this will reduce the issues further. You know? Okay, here comes a long question on cash book. What do you mean by cash book, everyone? It's one of the subsea books which is related to the area of the growth of the businesses. है ना? Cash book is basically the part which notes down the growth of the business altogether. Why do I say it helps in noting down the growth of the business? Because cash book is a primary as well as subsidiary book. It's a book which contains both. Primary as well as secondary book. Primary because without cash you just can't have anything. And secondary book because first of all you have to note everything else, and then you have to bring up this entire detail as well. Okay, now let's move on to the question there. An amount incorrectly written to the company's account by the bank lodgements into bank not reported. in the bank statements, dishonor of a check. These are the information that you are looking forward towards cash book and bank statement. Acha, when we talk about the cash book and bank statement, this is bank reconciliation statement, a statement which records the differences between the two accounts. Okay. Obviously, the cash book might be noting some entries which the banks don't know about, and there would be entries which bank knows about and we don't know about it at all. An amount which is incorrectly credited in the company's account of the bank, lodgements into the bank, or not reported in the bank statements, or dishonor of a check, bank loan interest cover recovered by the bank, or check drawn by the company yet to be presented to the bank. Cash book 1, 3, and 4 in the bank reconciliation 2 and 4. Cash book has to correct a few things which they come to know about it later on. So there are certain things which cash book says this is not my problem, this is not my mistake, this is because of the time. For example, the check drawn but not present for payment. This is not a particular fault of cash book. So fifth point will not go into this area. So I'll remove this part at least. We have fifth here, and bank loan interest recovered by the bank is the next point. And let's see, lodgements, even the second one, the lodgements into the bank is not reported by the bank. This is also not covered under amended cash book again, because amended means you are accepting that your cash book has an issue and you'll be correcting it. Now second is also not a part of the cash book area, so that means second is also removed here. This is how you do the elimination method. You have this and this point. Then we have an amount incorrectly credited by the company's account by the bank. If it is given by the bank, we'll be recording it properly. That is true. So after eliminating the first two, we are left with almost everything is correct. So in this case, either 2 and 4 goes into the bank reconciliation statement. No, this is correct. The correct answer is actually B, because 1, 2, and 5 are a part of it. 1 is a part of it. 2, as I told you, this is not a cash book's mistake. Cash book can make mistakes, but this is not their mistake if they don't know about certain things. So how can we make them responsible for something they don't know already, they don't know about? है ना? If they're not wrong about it, why should we record it in them? So this is the answer. Acha, transactions between the owner and the business are recorded as per what, everyone? The transactions between the owner and the business. Periodicity concept or going concern concept, prudence, or then the next part is the business entity concept. Periodicity talks about the time. Going concern talks about men may come and men may go, but the organization is here to stay. You know. Then prudence talks about having the sense. Prudence says कि when we talk about an organization, everyone, when we talk about a specific organization, there's one particular thing which is there. Prudence is basically conservatism. Conservatism matlab anticipate the losses but not profits. If you can see the profits coming up, wait for the profits to be there. But if you see losses coming up, don't try to put them into your books of accounts at all. Done? So the last is business entity concept. Business entity concept. Now, periodicity talks about the financial year differentiation. Going concern is long term of the longevity of the business. Prudence says anticipate the losses but not profits. And then we have business entity concept. Business entity concept is related to the area of business and businessman. They are not the same at all. That's the level of clarity that you will find in this area, that business entity concept talks about the business and the businessman. They are not the same. So we have got the answer. The answer is business entity concept. All the following statements are objectives of the accounting except providing information about the assets, liabilities, and capital of the business entity, maintaining records of the business. Objectives of accounting. Maintaining the records of the business is a part of it. Providing information about this is also there. Providing information about the performance of the business or providing details of the personal assets and liabilities of the owner. Always remember, the personal assets of liabilities of the owner are not written. The portion that they have invested in the business is called capital, and the portion of the money that they have invested, if they take it out, it is called drawings. There is no in way between. ठीक है? This is not the responsibility of the business to note down. They don't have to. Dash principle requires that the same accounting method should be used from one accounting period to the next. Conservatism, consistency, business entity or money measurement. Conservatism matlab anticipate the losses but not profits. Consistency is matlab you have the same methods over the period of time. Nobody says you cannot change, but your change should be reasonable and it should be stable at least. Business entity, you already know about the term. Business entity is basically the businessman and the business, they're just not the same. The last point is money measurement, everyone. When we talk about the money measurement concept, everything should be recorded in money only, then it makes sense for the business. You know? So in this case, what's going to be the answer? Conservatism, consistency, business entity, or money measurement. Same accounting method should be used over the period of time. When we talk about one specific method used over the specific period of time, this specific concept is called consistency. ठीक है? The answer is consistency. Done, everyone? Acha, in yesterday's class now we have talked about a specific area. I was thinking to have it more of module A today, but somehow by the time I was making the questions, I made more of a mix today. So we'll be continuing with the mix of questions. For chapter wise, you can see all the particular classes that I've done before. I've covered all the particular topics there. Okay. So there's last question for what we were doing yesterday. What distinguishes the ZBB, zero-based budgeting, from the conventional budgeting? ZBB is a particular situation where we say कि नहीं, we do not have a specific budgeting technique or a specific budgeting base on which we'll be preparing our books of accounts. If we are preparing the books of accounts on previous basis, it is wrong. They said why it is wrong. They said because the situations have changed. The previous basis cannot be taken as the base for preparing the books of accounts. Don't do that because this will create a lot of trouble for the organization. So zero-based budgeting is budgeting where you have no previous base. You look at current situation and then you prepare your future budget. That is what we cover in the ZBB area, everyone. Okay, so zero, it uses historical data. It doesn't use, starts from scratch without any reference. This sounds the better point. Or then ZBB focuses only on incremental changes. No, and ZBB incorporates all previous expenditure methods. It actually is ZBB focuses. No, the answer is B, everyone. Okay, the answer is B. Okay, so that's it for the day, everyone. I hope this specific session was helpful for you. And everyone, go ahead and hurry up. The sale is going on. It is gonna end soon, so it is always better that go ahead and purchase our courses right away. And don't forget to use the code Y541, everyone, because without the specific code, you won't be able to get 80% discount. You heard me right. You can have up to that much of amount of the discount there. Go on to the area of JIIB and CIB. As soon as you will open the area of JIIB and CIB, you will find it there itself. You have the JIIB May 2024 area. Whatever you look forward to it, you can have it. Acha, the sale has ended, everyone. So this is where the sale has ended. Now this is where you can take up our victory batch. Use the code Y541 and you will get it for 77% discount. So hurry up and check it out.